bankruptcy.
Bankruptcy.
Bed Bath & Beyond filed for bankruptcy today. The company says profits took a big hit during the pandemic. They tried to bounce back by closing nearly half their stores, but it just wasn't enough. Bed Bath & Beyond will stop accepting coupons Wednesday, and instead they will offer deep discounts on products as part of a going out of business sale.
In 1971, in a small storefront in Springfield, New Jersey, Warren Eisenberg and Leonard Feinstein opened a shop called Bed & Bath. It would grow into an American ritual, a place where newlyweds registered for sheets, where college students bought dorm essentials, and where millions learned to decorate their first apartments. By the 1990s and 2000s, that little store had become Bed Bath & Beyond, a retail giant synonymous with household beginnings. The story of Bed Bath & Beyond is at first the story of retail done right. The founders spotted a shift towards specialty home stores, expanded into the superstore format, and built a brand on convenience, choice, and, crucially, the wedding registry. The company scaled, opening hundreds of stores and becoming a default stop for shoppers preparing for life's big moments. The brand was everywhere, on magazine pages, in TV ads, and on registry lists. Behind the friendly blue signs was a category king with deep margins.
The checkout shares at Bed Bath & Beyond, they're up by more than 20% after hours on this earnings story. Here's the thing, the EPS and the revenues, they were basically in line, but the key item is that the company is saying it's ahead of plan with regards to its longer-term financial goals based on preliminary assumptions. They believe the next year's fiscal earnings will be about the same as the previous year's earnings, and that is a 20% jump from where the street thought. The street thought it was going to be a decline of 20%, so the fact that it's about the same, that's a big news item, and that's why the stock is jumping right now. So it's not the quarter, it's the future plan.
Bed Bath's footprint, multiple locations, broad merchandising, and a registry business created predictable, high-margin traffic.
Yeah, it has been. It's a painfully cheap stock, really priced for decline, not just no growth, with about a quarter of the shares sold short. So clearly, it's been targeted by the market.
5 times earnings.
Exactly. It's like 3.5 times cash flow or something.
Ouch if you're short.
Yeah, I mean, right now, it's short-term pain if you're short.
The company reported strong revenues through the 2010s and repurchased shares even as the retail landscape began to shift. But retail is a world of moving parts. Changing consumer habits, the rise of e-commerce, and growing competition from Target, Amazon, and nimble specialty brands. For a giant built on physical stores, the next decade would test whether brand love could survive a new kind of retail gravity. The stage was set, a beloved brand, broad distribution, and loyal customers. But beneath the surface, strategic choices were beginning to change the company's DNA. Choices that would come to define Bed Bath & Beyond's fall. The collapse of an icon rarely happens overnight. It's usually a slow unspooling, misread trends, a series of management experiments gone wrong, activist investors arriving like meddlers at a fragile party. Bed Bath & Beyond's decline fits that pattern.
Best known home goods stores is dead.
Bed Bath & Beyond emptying shelves as it could be edging closer to bankruptcy.
This is a classic tale of a failed brick-and-mortar retailer because of the issues with adapting to the modern consumer.
Bed Bath & Beyond was unique because it was the first meme stock to go bankrupt.
In 2019, the company swapped CEOs. Stephen Tamaris, who presided over a long period of growth, stepped down. Into the job came Mark Tritton, a former Target merchandising chief, brought in to modernize the chain and reverse slipping sales.
So you're inventing.
We are inventing, we have an own brand strategy, but I think the beauty of this story is both national brands are showcased incredibly, our Breville's, our KitchenAids, our Oxos, as well as our great own brands, and they really do shine in this new environment.
Some brilliant ideas.
Tritton's mandate was bold: refresh merchandising, introduce private label lines, and reimagine the store experience. Initially, the appointment was hailed as a turning point, but the strategy stumbled. Private label push and aggressive merchandising changes alienated core customers and disrupted supplier relationships. Inventory missteps, both too much of the wrong items and shortages of core staples, magnified the problem. Sales slipped. By early 2022, the company reported sharp declines, first quarter sales falling off dramatically and margins evaporating. That summer, the board removed Tritton. Many argued the change was necessary. Others said it was too little, too late. Into the breach stepped activist investors, among them RC Ventures and Ryan Cohen, who took a sizable stake in 2022 and briefly touched off trading speculation. Activists pressed for rapid change, liquidity, and operational revamps, but the company was already bleeding cash. The publicity swirl and stock volatility didn't help restore consumer confidence. Management churn, public finger-pointing, supply chain headaches, the brand's once comfortable halo was fraying. By early 2023, the cash runway evaporated. The company's final act before Chapter 11 was a desperate search for capital that failed. And in April 2023, Bed Bath & Beyond filed for bankruptcy protection. Bed Bath & Beyond filed for Chapter 11 after failing to secure the financing it needed to continue operations. Store closing sales began almost immediately. The company began winding down hundreds of stores, and the iconic blue shopping bags vanished from mall parking lots. The bankruptcy process included a court-supervised auction of the company's intellectual property. In June 2023, Overstock.com won the bid to acquire Bed Bath & Beyond's brand and digital assets, a purchase approved by the bankruptcy court and reported at $21.5 million. The deal included trademarks, domain names, customer data, and the brand identity, everything you associate with the store except the physical locations. Overstock then made a surprising pivot. It rebranded itself under the Bed Bath & Beyond banner, relaunching bedbathandbeyond.com as an online-first retailer in mid-2023. The blue logo, once the sign of a physical retail empire, lived on in pixels and on a relaunched website.
It's not a dream. Bed Bath & Beyond is really back, but with a new twist.
Oh my gosh, they coming back and they gonna have a new name revamp. Come on, y'all.
A special grand opening happening this morning in Nashville.
There were lots of phone calls, lots of knocks at the door.
Under a new name, Bed Bath & Beyond Home, joining forces with Kirkland's Home.
So when you think back to Bed Bath & Beyond in the past, you think of the gadget wall and the towel wall. They didn't really have home decor and furnishing, so we've merged those two.
The new site restored a familiar consumer ritual, the much-loved Bed Bath & Beyond coupon. But this time, the 20% off single-item coupon reappeared as an online promo, redeemable on the relaunched bedbathandbeyond.com. What about the people blamed for the fall? Mark Tritton, the CEO widely associated with the overhaul that failed to stabilize the company, was ousted in mid-2022 and later pursued severance claims and legal fights. His tenure is often cited in retrospectives as a turning point that didn't produce the intended turnaround. But Bed Bath & Beyond's collapse wasn't a single person's failure alone. It was a systemic problem. Shifting consumer habits, underinvestment in e-commerce for years, supply chain disruption, and fierce competition. The Bed Bath & Beyond story is a textbook of brand power and vulnerability. A beloved company that grew from a humble 1971 shop into a cultural touchstone, and then, through a mix of missteps and market forces, unwound into a brand that now lives on as a digital asset. The blue logo remains, but its meaning has changed. Once a sign of local retail and ritual, today it's a reminder that even icons can be reborn, resold, and rewritten for a new era.